Well, I'm going to give you the title of the message today. It is, Remember the Sabbath. It's quite fitting to have that today because this is the Lord's 7-day Sabbath. And I want to make sure people understand that this is very, very, very important. That we understand that God is training us on the training ground, which is the earth, to make it in the first resurrection. And if you're not getting the Sabbath day right now, it's almost impossible for him to come and bring you to his holy mountain, as we're going to find out. You got to keep the Sabbath day holy. You got to make sure you understand how to keep it holy. And that's why I want to touch on this lesson. We try to make sure we give this lesson at least once a year, because even the ones that know about the Sabbath need a refresher course. That's right. And you know how Israel is. We forget quick, out of sight, out of mind, and think about everything else besides the most important thing is the Sabbath. And the Sabbath is pointing toward that 1,000-year rest that Christ wants everyone to get in. He wants everyone to get in, but only very few will get in that 1,000-year rest. And just want to make sure you understand so you can prepare yourself to do what's right on this holy day. So we ain't going to leave no stones covered. We're going to make sure everybody understands what are you supposed to be doing on this day and what does this day point toward. It's much bigger than what we think. It's much bigger than what the world thinks. They think we just can't do nothing. We just sit in the house, bored and all this and that. If you feel that way, that's you, but I understand the bigger part of this Sabbath, which is the spiritual side of it, which is making it in the first resurrection. That's what all of us need to try to make it to. And that first resurrection is Jesus' rest for 1,000 years. 1,000 years. So we're going to turn to Genesis chapter 2 and verse 1. Genesis chapter 2 and verse 1. To understand how important the Sabbath is to God. Very important. When you get it, brother, go ahead.
Thus the heaven and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day God ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made.
See, this seventh day he talking about, it's not the regular Sabbath he talking about that he rested, because God is still working now. He talking about the future Sabbath, which is when Jesus is going to sit on the throne of David. It's going to be a 1,000-year rest. These days, he's talking about these 6 days before we get to the seventh day are like one day with God is what? 1,000 years. So it took 1,000 years to make this world and all what it consists of. And on the 7,000 year is when Christ is going to sit upon David's throne and have his people resting from the first resurrection. So this is like the blueprint of what's going to happen in the future. But we're going to touch on what's going to happen in the natural and the future. And a lot of people think they understand. And they really don't understand how important this is. And they take it for granted. But they're giving us the opportunity to make it in that first resurrection. Go ahead, brother.
And God blessed the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which God created and made.
See, we right now, we are in the 6,000 year of what God created. And when you really think about it, those 1,000 years that he made everything upon the earth, if you have some understanding of prophecy, that it takes 1,000, like I said. But on the seventh day, which is the 7,000 year, that's when Christ is going to rest upon the throne for 1,000 years. And he's going to bring the people into his kingdom, that make it in the first resurrection. But I want to show you what this rest is pointing toward. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 1. I just want to let you know that this started all the way back in Genesis, and you're going to find it all the way in the New Testament, You can go back and forth, over and over and over again. The Sabbath all over the book. But the world won't let you know that because they're trying to get away from it. They don't think it's important. This is very important. We got to remember this. That's why I titled the message. Remember the Sabbath and what it consists of. Make sure you understand that. This is more than just us sitting not working on the Sabbath day or refraining from all our pleasures on the Sabbath day while we in the world today as fleshly men and women. This is talking about the future too. You want to make sure you train. You understand what you're supposed to be doing. He ain't gonna have no foolish people in his kingdom. He told you that when in the wilderness, he ain't gonna have no foolish people in his kingdom. In his wilderness, as well as his kingdom. Period. You got to learn, you got to study, you got to take this thing at heart, meaning research it in your mind so you can be familiar with this. Verse 1, go ahead.
Let us therefore fear, lest a promise being left us of entering into his rest, any of you should seem to come short of it.
Go ahead.
For unto us was the gospel preached, as well as unto them. But the word preached did not profit them, not being mixed with faith in them that heard it.
So you're talking about when he brought our people, the Israelites, out by the hand of Moses, all the way into the wilderness. When he told them about his law, about his Sabbath day, they didn't have faith in it. And God tried to make them understand what you're supposed to do on the Sabbath day, but they went their own way, which we're going to touch on that a little later. But he's talking about this rest. He said, you don't want to come short of this rest. You come short of this rest right here, you ain't going to, basically you got like a 1% chance of making it after them 1,000 years. But go ahead.
Verse 3. For we which believe do enter into rest.
Yes, sir.
As he said, as I have sworn in my wrath, if they shall enter into my rest, although the works was finished from the foundation of the world.
See, the foundation of the world is not finished yet. Foundation of the world not finished yet. So he's talking about another rest. He's not talking about the weekly Sabbath rest. He's talking about the future Sabbath, which is that 1,000 years. He said, and a lot of people, they come short of this because they don't understand what's going on. But keep going.
For he spake in a certain place of the seventh day on this wise. And God did rest the seventh day from all his works.
So he keeps saying God rested. If God rested right here, Satan is on a tear killing. In this rest right here, Satan's going to be sealed up for 1,000 years, as we're going to find out. This rest right here is totally different what we're doing on the weekly Sabbath right now. But this weekly Sabbath that we take part of and resting and refraining from our work is training us to get to this rest. That's it. This is where you want to be.
Come on, brother.
Go ahead, brother.
Verse 5. And in this place again, if they shall enter into my rest. Seeing therefore it remaineth that some must enter therein.
Yes, sir.
And they to whom it was first preached entered not in because of unbelief.
Who were first preached to? The children of Israel.
Amen.
Under the hand of Moses, when he brought them out of Egypt in the wilderness. They weren't supposed to be in the wilderness but one day. It ain't but a Sabbath journey from Egypt to Israel. But they wandered around 40 years because of what? Unbelief. And that's what's wrong with us today. We don't believe in this. We think, well, everybody else having so much fun. We just sit here on this Sabbath day, we ain't doing nothing. What's the sense of it? And most people don't understand is, when you're ignorant of it, it's going to seem like you are just not doing nothing. But when you got some knowledge of it, you're going to say, this is very important. Because the Israelites, he said, the older generation that died in the wilderness, they won't even come up in this 1,000-year rest at all.
Come on.
They won't.
Come on.
That's why I said it's going to be hard for them to make it. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 7. Again he liveth a certain day, saying, in David, today after so long a time, as it is said, today if ye will hear his voice, harden not your hearts.
Don't harden your mind. That's what he's talking about, your heart. Don't harden your mind. Don't reject this. Don't say in your mind, man, just complaining. Learn from the examples of the Israelites coming in the wilderness under the hand of Moses. Learn from them. That's why he wrote this stuff, so we had an example, so we won't go back and start doing the same thing our forefathers did, which died in the wilderness and won't come up in this rest. Go ahead.
For if Jesus had given them rest, then would he not afterwards have spoken of another day?
He ain't talking about this Sabbath day. And a lot of these Sunday churches going to read this stuff and say, well, see, Jesus is giving us rest. We ain't got to worry about the Sabbath day. I know that sounds stupid because y'all understand what this means. They will come right here and say, well, if you enter into Jesus, you rested. You ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm looking out on the streets right here, everybody dying. Especially Israelite, we getting beat down. We getting put in jail for little small things. Where the rest at for our people? Ain't no rest. You got to make sure you have a real serious talk with your kids and most of all with yourself and say, if these folks tell you to get on the ground, get on the ground. Be quiet. Do what they tell you to do. Ain't no talking. We ain't resting right now. This is not talking about if you enter into Jesus, believe in Jesus, that you resting. No. Ain't no rest going to come till that 1,000 years of rest. Go ahead.
Verse 9. There remaineth therefore rest to the people of God.
Yes, sir.
For he that is entered into his rest, he also has ceased from his own works, as God did from his.
God ain't ceased from his work, so we ain't had that rest yet. That rest ain't made it here yet. But the Sabbath, the weekly Sabbath that we taking upon ourselves to do, we showing him we want to get into that rest. If you don't show him 100% this 24 hours that you want to get in, this rest, you can't make it. I can't make it. And it's a work. We working every day. This mind is going crazy. I already know. You ain't got to tell me. Like I tell y'all, don't tell me to work it out. Don't tell me your problem because I understand. I have them too. Work out your own salvation. Go ahead, brother.
Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief.
That unbelief happened in the wilderness. But these New Testament Sunday churches, they don't read the Old Testament and find out what happened. We know what happened in the wilderness at the time. Now let's go to Revelation chapter 20. I'm going to show you what he's talking about. This rest he wants us to enter in. Everything is pointing toward the future. Before you get a job on this earth, they're going to make sure you understand the rules and regulations. They're going to make sure. They're going to give you a 9-day probation period time to see if they're going to hire you or not. They're going to give you the rules, the handbook and everything. Make sure you follow it to the T. If you don't follow to the T in them 9 days, what you get? Fired. Just like God said, this is our 90-day probation right here. This is the handbook. To get into that rest, if you don't get into that rest, lake of fire. Period. That's it. Verse 1, go ahead.
And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit,
yes,
and
sir.
a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years.
See, this is the thing about it. In order for God to have that 1,000-year rest, which is when he's sitting on David's throne, Satan can't be around. None of these devils can't be around. So God gonna bound him and his devils and his angels under the chain of dark. They can't fool with you no more. That's gonna be true rest. All of them little thoughts going in your mind left and right about sin, you shouldn't have those. If you want to sin at that time, that's on you. And God gonna say, okay, I know who you want to serve. You're enticed by your own lust. And he's going to have a lot of people in that 1,000 years going to die. Because he said a child would die 1,000 years. 100 years. While they are in it, you're going to have some flesh and you're going to have some gods. But that's another lesson. Keep going.
Verse 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit.
Yes, sir.
Shut him up and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season.
He said, till the 1,000 years be fulfilled. That's the rest. We ain't got to worry about Satan. If we make it in the first resurrection, well, how can you make it in the first resurrection when you don't follow the Sabbath correctly now? We gonna be judged. He gonna see, are you worthy to get into this rest? It ain't cause you know. It ain't cause you know. It's cause you follow your actions and what you do on the Sabbath. Go ahead.
And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them.
Yes, sir.
And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus.
Now these are the people that are gonna go through some pain. Just like I tell y'all, some of us gonna go through some pain within this time of before this 1,000 year hit. So he's gonna tell you some gonna be beheaded, some gonna be killed because they didn't want to follow the beast or the false prophet. Start that over again. Verse 4.
And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus.
Yes, sir.
And for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hand. And they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years.
See, these people, they didn't die in vain. They didn't take the mark of the beast because they were hungry. They didn't follow the mark of the beast because they family followed Christmas season and Thanksgiving. They didn't do all this stuff. They stood like some soldiers. But if you are a follower, you want to please this flesh, you will not die for this. I won't die for this. You got to die for this. And believe me, some of us will in Israel. It ain't no smooth sailing. See, this is what the church this is what the Sunday churches don't want to tell us. They won't tell us this at all because they don't want you to leave the church and take the money with you. It's scary stuff. If you ain't scared of this, something wrong with you. Something wrong with you. You got to die for this? You gonna be beheaded? Yeah, it's gonna happen. Go ahead.
But the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished.
Yes, sir.
This is the first resurrection.
See, this is the first resurrection. This is the rest you want to get in. Because you won't die no more after this. You have a greater opportunity. Like I said, you're going to have some gods upon this earth, and you're going to have some flesh and blood men. The ones that barely make it in that 1,000 year rest. He's going to give them a chance. We're going to keep going.
Blessed and holy is he that has part in the first resurrection.
You see what he said here? You blessed if you have part in that first resurrection. This is the Sabbath rest that Jesus was talking about, God was talking about, Jesus was talking about in Genesis. He said 6 days I work, and on the 7th day I rest. This is the 7th day he's talking about. Not the weekly Sabbath. We're going to get to the weekly Sabbath. But he's talking about that 1,000 year Sabbath that Satan's going to be locked up. You ain't got to worry about him. It's going to be peace. Even the trees, the earth are going to be rejoicing. All that you can read in Isaiah chapter 14 if you want to read it. Go ahead.
Blessed and holy is he that has part in the first resurrection.
Yes, sir.
On such the second death has no power, but they shall be priests of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years.
That's that rest. Keep going.
And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
See, this one Satan going to be loosed out of prison, and the ones that kind of flirting with, like, man, I don't know if I want to do this, he going to come out and deceive them and follow him. And this one God going to call them over the breath of earth and destroy all the ones that follow him. They understand that Satan is really, really powerful. If your mind ain't conditioned for this, you will follow him.
Amen.
You will.
Right.
And people say, nah, I won't follow Satan. Understand, Satan deceived 1/3 of the angels out of heaven under God. They were seeing God every day. He's very persuasive. So you better make sure you make it in this first resurrection. Let's go back to Exodus chapter 20. We're remembering the Sabbath day. Exodus 20, verse 8. This ain't no game. People always try to play with the Sabbath. This ain't no game. Keep playing with it. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know that. But have you been doing it? I understand you know. That's a difference. God said they praise me out their mouth, but their hearts are far from me. Yeah, I know. But I'm looking at your action. You ain't coming on Saturday, you let one person come and persuade you to go somewhere, then next thing you know, we don't see you till next week. Or we don't see you till whenever. It's the thing about it, you can't do that. He told us to have a holy convocation. That is not a request. That is a commandment as we're going to read this. You can't serve God on your time. You put precedent of people over him. He said, I'm not a respecter of person. Don't respect that person. They're going to take you away from the Sabbath day. This is the lifeline. Verse 11. Exodus 20, verse 11. 8. Go ahead, brother.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
Remember. The only commandment he put, remember. And I know the reason why they put it on there. Look at the word today. They ain't remember the Sabbath. They remember Sunday. Sun worship. Go ahead.
6 days shall thou labor and do all thy work.
This is the instruction. He said he gave you 6 days to labor and do all your work. I tell men and women, look, before you go get the job, whatever it is, make sure you find out about the Sabbath. Don't put yourself up there and get so happy about, oh, I can make me some money, this and that. You've been struggling long, keep struggling until you get what you need. You understand what I'm saying? I understand it rough. I ain't trying to tell nobody how to work out their own salvation, but this is important, y'all. Very important. Very important. Don't get so happy about the money. The money will always persuade you. Always. And believe me, I've been there with y'all. I had jobs too. Don't think I just started my business, oh, Jeff ain't got to worry about this. I had to make a sacrifice in my business too. I said, man, forget that. I don't care if I lose them. Guess what? God replenishes me more and more. About to wear my arm out. I can't hardly cut them off. Because I trust him. I trust him. I don't worry about coming to work and ain't got nobody here. I don't worry about that at all. Because I know what I'm doing. He going to provide the way. All day, every day. He been taking care of me ever since. Better. I can rest. Go ahead, brother.
Verse 10. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work, nor thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter,
Yes, sir.
thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates.
God don't want nobody doing no work. Not even the animals. Don't make them do no work. Period. He wants you to make sure you just rest, relax, enjoy yourself, and rest. Believe me, I used to have a struggle with that rest, but now, once I understand, I be waiting for it. I be waiting for it. I can sleep all day. Well, I ain't got to worry about getting up cooking, cleaning. Well, I don't cook clean, but I do a little something. But the thing is, working, man, that's a curse. People think, oh, it's a blessing to work. No, it ain't. It's a curse. It's a curse to work. But you have to provide for your family. That's the curse God put on everybody. Especially, man, he said you shall live by the sweat of your brow. Come on. Period. We supposed to be right now in the Garden of Eden, chilling with Adam and Eve. But they messed up. And this is the reason why he told us we got to work 6 days and give us 1 day to rest, which is the Sabbath day, the 7th day. Go ahead.
For in the 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth,
Yes, sir.
the sea, and all that in them is, and rest the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
He hallowed this day, meaning that he made it perfect. He wants you to be as perfect as you can. We understand you ain't perfect, but he wants you to push toward to the level that you want. Don't compare yourself to people. Just do the best you can, because you got to work and I got to work. That's it. This is what he told. This is part of the commandments. Exodus chapter 20 is the 10 commandments. But if you don't go back and read, you won't understand this. You think them people over there in the cold. Jeff got them folks in the Bible shop going crazy over there. And we read it. We read it. Let's keep going. Let's go to Exodus chapter 16 and verse 1. Same book. Take you back to the time when God first started instituting and showing the children of Israel what they must do on the Sabbath day, because they were complaining about the whole food and all this stuff. And the God was trying to see what they was going to do, what they going to prepare. on Friday, that's the preparation day. You got to prepare to get everything done. And most people wait till the end of Saturday. Well, God understand. No, you try to go look at Facebook, try to work all day long and not take care of the preparation day. That's your fault. That's your fault. If you got a plan on at lunchtime or whatnot to get your food done or the day before that, put it in the refrigerator. You ain't got to worry about all this stuff. Don't play with yourself like that because you want to have a little time to yourself. No, you got to prepare for this day. Put everything aside. Make sure you take care of the business because he's really serious about this. Verse 1, Exodus chapter 16, verse 1. Let's look at when the preparation day was first instituted for Israel. Verse 1, go ahead.
And they took their journey from Elim, and all the congregation of the children of Israel came unto the wilderness of Sin, which is between Elim and Shinar, on the 15th day of the second month, after their departing out of the land of Egypt.
What's that 15th day? Is it? Feast on unleavened bread. Go ahead. Verse 2. Yeah, give me verse 2. Then we'll go to that.
And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness.
This is how Israel rolled. Murmuring. Murmuring, murmuring, murmuring. Don't be so concerned about how it feels, what it tastes like, all this stuff. You get full, you get full. You're going to get something, he's going to feed you, you're going to do all this stuff. But if you ain't got the mindset of not understanding what happened to our ancestors back then, you're going to do exactly the same thing when we got to go to that wilderness. You're going to do exactly the same thing. Because he's going to purge the one, meaning he's going to kill off the ones that will do all the murmuring in the wilderness. He ain't dealing with that. He ain't dealing with that. But jump down to verse 11. Go ahead.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, I have heard the murmuring of the children of Israel speak unto them, saying, At evening ye shall eat flesh, and in the morning ye shall be filled with bread.
Yes, sir.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord your God.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass that at evening the quails came up and covered the camp. And in the morning the dew lay round about the host. And when the dew that lay was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness, there lay a small round thing, as small as a hoar frost on the ground.
So he heard Israel, they wanted something to eat. He gave them quail and he gave them some manna. Go ahead.
And when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, It is manna, for they wist not what it was. And Moses said unto them, This is the bread which the Lord has given you to eat.
Yes, sir.
This is the thing which the Lord has commanded. Gather it every man according to his eating, an omer for every man, according to the number of your persons. Take ye every man for them which are in his tents.
He told them to gather that food, which you're going to find out on the 6th day, for twice as much, because he didn't want them to do nothing on the Sabbath day. Verse 17. You read 17?
No, sir. And the children of Israel did so and gathered, some more, some less.
See, some more, some less. You know how we do, man. We tired people, they live bread. It'll be some out there in the morning. Jump down to verse 19. Go ahead.
And Moses said, Let no man leave of it till the morning.
He said, don't leave it until the morning. Don't let that stuff stay on the ground. Go ahead.
Notwithstanding, they hearkened not unto Moses.
See, they hearkened. They didn't listen unto Moses. Because it's going to spoil on the ground the next day. Go ahead.
But some of them left of it until the morning, and it bred worms and stank, and Moses was worked with them. And they gathered it every morning, every man according to his eating. And when the sun waxed hot, it melted.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
And it came to pass that on the 6th day they gathered twice as much bread, 2 omers for one man, and all the rulers of the congregation came and told Moses.
See, this is the preparation day what we're trying to get to. On the 6th day, for us that's Friday. Gather twice. Get enough food so you can eat Friday and Saturday. So you don't have to worry about cooking or preparing That you need to put gas in your car, all this stuff. Gather whatever you need to gather so you don't have to worry about, oh, I ain't got enough gas to make it so I can't go to the Sabbath camp. Oh, I ain't got enough food, I'm hungry, all this. You're in the Sabbath camp because you're hungry because you didn't prepare for what you need to prepare. You can't cook till the sun go down. That's your fault. Because you ain't taking upon yourself to remember. That's why I titled the message, remember the Sabbath day and what it consists of, the rules and regulations, remember. So we going over it. Go ahead.
Verse 23. And he said unto them, this is that which the